That would be. Do you think people would watch that fight to the death and then but then they eat the person at the end of the death?
Yes. You ever heard of World Star?
Is there people eating on World Star?
No, necessarily. I mean, there was that guy who did technically eat that dude's face or whatever.
The zombie guy in Florida?
Yeah, which I think they misconstrued that story, but still, I mean, cannibalism is a story. I mean, have you heard the story of the USS Indianapolis?
No.
It only took 4 days for those men to start eating each other on the open water.
Damn.
No, sorry, 3. It took 3.
What was that?
Okay, it was a funny story because what happened was.
Funny story, like you were there.
Okay.
Funny story.
Yeah. Well, well, right now there's only 5 men alive who were at this point, of the 1,100 that were. What happened was it was at the end of World War II. It was over. We had already dropped. Both Fat Man and the and Little Boy bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. That had happened. War was over.
Yeah.
But not everybody got the mission. Got the message yet because slow snail mail at that time, right. Especially boat snail mail.
Yeah.
So this boat, the USS Indianapolis, that was the boat that delivered the parts for the bomb. So that was their mission. They were done. They had already delivered the bomb parts. Bomb had already went off. They were on their way back to go to another mission for training. And on that way, this other Japanese submarine saw them, and they had orders to sink a boat. Well, this submarine saw them, fired a ray of torpedoes, manned torpedoes. They were manned torpedoes. There were people in them who were gonna drive them home.
Wait, really? There were kamikaze torpedoes?
Yeah, there were kamikaze torpedoes.
I've never heard of that.
It was guaranteed to hit, and they did hit. The boat sank. A lot of guys died. Like out of the 1,100 men on the boat, the 300 died from the boat sinking. Some guys committed suicide by jumping into the rudders into the propellers of the boat instead of sinking with the ship, which was pretty smart thinking. Quick way. But of those other guys, there was like 800 that were floating in the water. After 3 days, a couple of guys started to lose their shit. They started trying to rape each other, and some did rape each other. They started some lost their shit, and then at some point they started trying to eat eeach other. And
4 days is kind of quick for you to not be able to keep your nut together.
No one understands why. And these were young men. Most of these people were under 20.
Yeah, I mean, I get the food part, especially with the salt water in your mouth and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, but it was just all the conditions.
But the horny thing is a little weird.
The what thing?
You said they started raping each other?
Yeah, a lot of things happened. I
couldn't imagine holding on to a paddle in the middle of the ocean, and I'm cold and I'm hungry, and I'm just like, man, I gotta fuck something. Because
there was cannibalism. Some people were drinking salt water. Some dudes jumped in the water because they thought they saw ice cream soda shops and pinup girls down there serving them up and candy bars.
Isn't that wild that once you deprive yourself of whatever your body necessities are, sleep, food, water, then your brain just starts making shit up. It just starts malfunctioning. You just get it's glitching. It's not working right because you don't have the right things, and it just starts pumping out shit that it thinks you might want to see, or what? How does that happen?
Well, for one, first of all, you have to think about how much trauma these people were. These were young, 18, 19, 20, old as maybe 25, maybe their captains were 30. You've got sharks attacking you all night and day. You've got some men having to paddle for safety. You're running out of food. You're drinking. Some people start drinking salt water out of insanity. It's hot. Yeah, you're going blind from from ocean blindness. Everyone's losing their shit, and at some point, you lose those faculties that tell you that's stupid. Don't do that. Because we all have those little dumb ideas. Sometimes you're on a roof and you can look over and be like,
oh yeah,
jump.
Dude, I thought about eating you 3 times on this podcast.
I do look tasty. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty plump and I've got a lot of meat. I don't taste good because I've eaten at Taco Bell a couple times this week.
Oh, that tastes great. I mean, that's what you want.
I did something bad with Taco Bell actually the other day.
You did something bad with it?
Yeah, I took a leftover burrito that I had because I ate some and I didn't finish it. And I put it in the fridge, but I pulled it back out, wrapped it in bacon, and then baked it till the bacon was crispy.
Oh, shit.
Dude, and then covered it.
You were naughty.
Oh, and then I covered it in queso from cilantro. Oh.
Did it hit?
It was good, but I felt like a whore the entire time I'm eating it. Oh, you dirty, dirty bitch. You're eating this of all things?
Yeah.
Let me uncross my legs. of all things, you're gonna eat a bacon-wrapped Taco Bell. Think about what you're saying. A bacon-wrapped Taco Bell burrito.
I mean, you might be getting an idea to Taco Bell right now. They might need to add bacon to the menu.
Oh.
Back to October 2019, what were you thinking about doing comedy for a while?
Oh boy, I'm gonna get into this dark ass story. Not really. I was thinking about it beforehand, only because a friend of mine wanted to try it, but then he passed away, so it really wasn't something I wanted to do. I was more of a music guy, and then after that, he kind of got me to turn my eye towards comedy. And next thing you know, I'm thinking about it. Then I said, fuck it. It's been 2 years. Just do it. And then I've been kind of caught the bug. I bombed like shit, obviously. But after that, I kind of got that bug of gotta try this again.
Yeah.
You have to.
Wait, are you from Austin?
No.
Where are you from?
From Dallas.
Did you do comedy out there at all?
No. Actually, my first time trying comedy was out here at this little shit in the hole bar. It was Mike Hudak was hosting it, and it was it was this bar Ozzy Moon was working at. And that was it. That's how I met him and met those guys. Met a couple other guys like LaDon Wiggs and some other people.
When you started doing it here, it was like there was hardly anybody doing it, right? There was just a couple open mics and shit.
No, there was.
Has it been crazy to see it evolve?
No, that's the thing. There was actually quite a bit going on beforehand.
Oh, yeah?
It just wasn't, one, it wasn't at this level, and B, it was, I won't say that it was a specific group of people, but I will say that it was a relatively consistent roster. Like you could easily see the same person on the same shows, not week to week, or at least in a rotation, or here and there. Even certain mics, because there were a lot of mics that like some of those same people hosted, and so they controlled the list. So if you were starting out, it felt weird. So you would go to these mics that were more open, and it felt cliquey. I hate to say it, but like anything, any scene, any group, it was clicked up. And even now, it's getting that way to a degree. It's gonna happen, but there's so much opportunity to do shit that it doesn't really matter. And as long as you're funny, like the idea of it being more merit based is becoming more consistent. But beyond that, it's fine, dude. It's water. Oh no, I'm gonna melt. I'm a witch, or warlock technically. No,
I still gotta say sorry though, right? It would be weird if I just splashed you and was just like, take that, bitch.
Well, it was an accidental splash, and you're paddling a boat to keep me afloat. So I'm not gonna bitch about a little bit of water hitting me in the face.
Yeah, that's kind of sweet of me to be paddling you around, right?
Right. I feel like such a lady right now. I feel so special. I wish I had brought some like champagne and something.
Oh yeah.
But no, like the scene before was okay. You could do here and there, but it was still kind of just. It felt like it was this kind of like bubble where like, yeah, if you were doing good here, fine, but like, could you do well other places? I didn't see a lot of people really leaving past, going farther than Austin limits. Ironically, COVID made comedy hot again.
Yeah.
Someone should make that hat. COVID made comedy great again. It's kind of true. It's kind of true because one, comedy is such a contrarian. It's such a contrarian thing in the first place. So the idea of saying no, you can't do that. I can't stand on this little box with a microphone and talk shit to people. No, how about I just do that literally everywhere that'll say yes for 5 minutes, for like 20 minutes. Yeah. Let me do it in a park. Let me do it in a coffee shop. Let me just start doing it on a lake.
Yeah.
I mean, people are just going to say, fuck it. Let me just do it anyway. And because of that, it's the only quote unquote art form that is aggressively unendable, because you can do it virtually anywhere.
Yeah,
you can do it. If you can't do a stand-up show, you can go do a sketch. If you can't do that, you can go do a podcast. If you can't do that, hell, just do a show anyway in a park. Go to someone's house. If they say you can't have more than 30 people in an area, fine, have 29 and put it in an apartment. It's weird, but it works. It's like people who go to the same open mic every week. They eventually feel like that's their home. Or eating the same lunch. Like that's just
right. That's like a crutch that I've felt myself, like going to the Roma room too much. It's like I'm very comfortable there, but then I like when I went to the Velveeta the other day, I was like shitting my pants before, like, damn, I'm about to go up here. There's actual people watching. I'm like, I need to get out in front of different crowds and real crowds more often to really build myself back up. Like, I wasn't even being myself up there. I was like nervous, and I hated that.
I'm trying to learn not to even think about my set too much beforehand, just because it feels like every time I do that, I start to overthink what I want to do.
Yeah.
And I end up just somehow fucking myself instead of just enjoying the room, enjoying my time there. Because I sweat regardless. I'm a big dude, and I'm dark, and heat that's just how how that works. I was at a show last night in San Antonio, and I went up, and I'm fine. I'm only doing like 5 minutes I'm just doing a 5-minute guest spot. It's whatever. It's in front of like 11 people. Whatever. I don't give a fuck. But I start sweating because it's just this big ass light on me, and I'm just sweating my ass off. And instead of just getting nervous about it, I kind of just worked it into a joke. Yeah.
What'd you say?
I said, because I realized how much I was sweating and how much I was wiping my forehead off. I said, like, damn, I'm sweating like a black pastor up here that fucked the deacon's wife. Or I got the deacon's wife pregnant. One of the two. Like, and it got a laugh. I've thought about that, how many times I've sweated like that on stage. I'm like, I've had that thought a million times. Just say it. You know, sometimes it's just about, I think the one thing I always hear about bigger, comics say is just, at least comics who are comfortable on stage, who've been doing it for a while, is just be in the moment, in the most literal sense of just whatever was at home or whatever you were thinking about before, just think about this.
Yeah.
Because then you start seeing things that you wouldn't see otherwise. Like, I've thought about it, like how sometimes I'll be on stage and I realize while I'm up there, like, oh, I didn't even notice that people were up here. Like, I'll be on stage and I didn't realize there were people in front of me. I had blanked out and went on autopilot. And when you snap out of that and you start focusing on the faces that you see, you react faster and differently. And you start seeing like little things that out of like something you said that lets you just, oh, let me zero in on you now. Like, let you fuck with people or let you like write new things off the fly. Because now you're in the moment and now you're focused, you're tuned into what's going on in front of you.
So what is your what are your goals within comedy?
My short-term goal is eventually make enough money in the next 5 years where I can just do comedy as a day job, or at least not have a day job, or at least do comedy and other stuff along with comedy, like making art and cooking. Because I want to cook and make get a podcast going that makes money, but also sell my food. Because I've given enough to comics where they are like, wait, you made this? Like, yeah, I made this bread, I made these cookies, I made etc. Can I buy this? Let me figure out how to do that legally. Because I don't want to just do it now. I did tamales last Christmas, and I had orders from people I didn't even know.
Really?
Yeah, because someone boosted the signal. Next thing you know, I'm getting calls like, hey, can I get 16 of those? What? Shit. Yeah. Give me like 3 hours.
I gotta try some of this food, man.
Oh yeah, man. I make sauce. I'll make anything. Pretty much, if you ask me to make it, I can probably make it.
Damn.
I can make pretty much anything. No, I want to make money doing comedy, cooking, just not having to have a day job and not being beholden to a boss. Because I'm 30 now. I just turned 30, and after I've had a couple different jobs, I've had a couple different career jobs, and it felt like all that schooling, all that shit didn't mean anything. It's like I'm tired. Especially when you work so hard for somebody, and then one thing ends all that. When you've put, like, I was working for salary and I was working easily 80 hours a week, and at one point, there was one time I couldn't pay for gas to get to work because I was just that thinned out on bills and whatnot.
Yeah.
But like it was bad. But I was working hard as shit, and I got bumped up and I made more money, and it was things started getting better. But I was still doing so much work, and I wasn't doing anything for me. I wasn't working on art. I wasn't even making myself dinner. My relationship was turning into shit, and even though at some point the money became worth it, at some point I lost time and opportunity to do shit that I really cared about.
Yeah.
And so I realized now that at this young age and with this world the way it is, you're better off long term just betting on yourself.
Oh yeah.
Whatever it is,
well,
but, know.
Isn't it? It's one of the great things about art and comedy is just the control of it, that you get to do whatever you want to do. You can write your own stuff. You're in control of how you do. The success relies on yourself.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's tough, right? But like the fact that I'm not great at stand-up comedy is because of me right now. You know, and not that I should be.
You're not bad.
No, I know. I'm saying great. The fact that I'm not, like, wherever I go, that's on me.
Yeah.
And that's awesome. It's awesome that, you know, it's not like relying on your boss and not trying to knock over this camera so you get fired. Like, we're in positions where to do something you're passionate about and take that control into your own hands.
And even if you fail at it, at least try. Just to say, like, you know what? I didn't make it, but fuck it. I tried with everything I had. I'll do something else. There's nothing wrong with that. While working a career job, working for some person till you're 40, 50, 60, and then, you know, either you get fired or you try which there is no retirement anymore. Like, no places have pension plans nowadays.
Yeah.
So you're hoping that you save enough money to retire. At least with comedy. Look at Brian Holtzman. How old is he?
80?
Yeah, maybe.
He's like 65. I don't know.
He looks like a Vegas 70. Like, where like you don't know how old he is. He's just he's too chilled out to really even seem like he's old, but he's also old.
Yeah.
But he's great. Like he's doing comedy at this age, and he's considered a legend. Like, he's happy, at least in context of what he's doing.
Yeah.
You know, happy in life, who knows? But happy in what he's doing, he's happy. He didn't spend 60 years of his life bullshitting away his, you know, just working. He probably had to have a job to get there, but he didn't. He bet on himself, and now the bet was worth it.
Yeah.
Versus doing whatever you're doing till you retire, if you can, to do what? Sit at home and go like, oh, I had a good time at my job for 8 hours a day till whenever.
Dude, it drives me crazy to work for somebody, to spend the majority of my day doing something that I don't want to do.
Or at least something that you don't feel like is worth it. That's not worth something in the end of the day.
I mean, it's worth something for someone. It's helping this company out or doing this for that person. But to me, no.
Yeah.
To me, it's like it's worth it to get money, I guess. But I just wouldn't it be awesome to be able to just work for yourself, do something you're passionate about, and that be everything that you put your energy into?
Oh yeah. Like, I've tried to make it a habit to, like, wherever I work to make it somewhere that I at least liked what I was doing or liked the outcome, whether it be working at a company like HeartFlow where I, you know, it's dealing with heart cases, so someone's helped better off if I find where this plaque is in their heart, or when I worked at Special Acuity where I get to go into cool architecture or different structures or travel and see all this cool shit, you know, there was something to it. Now where I'm working, I engrave gun parts.
Yeah.
I don't want to be doing that for like 10 years, which the joke is my bosses don't even expect me to be there in 3 years.
Yeah.
They ask me, like, you like being here? Like often, they ask me, like, hey, you know, you're going to be here for like 3 years, right? They're
You're
just
coming in tomorrow, right?
Dude, they're just hoping to get 3 years out of me. That's it. They're just hoping, like, hey, can you just stay for like 3 years?
Yeah.
And it's not bad. I mean, wish I was making more money, but yeah, as long as I'm doing comedy and they understand, like, hey, I got a show to do, and they don't hound me to, like, stay extra, like, too often, like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, dude, that's what it's all about. I mean, even failing, grinding is it's better than not.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's something I told myself. Even if I try what I want to do, art, comedy, and I fail, I'd rather do that than not try. It seems like a better life. It seems like a life where at least interesting stuff is happening. You know how much interesting shit happens just from doing comedy, just from going out and seeing crazy people get up on stage or meeting crazy people at a bar.
Like Hans Kim fucking some stripper in a fucking janitor's closet at Vulcan. Like, all because Tony Hinchcliffe. All this happens because Tony Hinchcliffe made one bad joke about an Asian person, felt so guilty that the next Asian man that he felt that he liked, I'm gonna get him as much pussy as I can just to make up for it. Maybe that's not what happened, but on paper, that's exactly what's happening. And that's just happened. Like, Jamar Neighbors whips his dick out and fucks some chick at Creek.
Really?
Yeah, apparently this happened. Like, just weird shit. Like, you know, or like, it just this. Now, obviously, that's just two random sex stories that has happened, or like literally someone shitting in a bowl at Tramps.
Yeah.
Bob Keane, this story will never leave you, by the way. Like, no, just this. That's the thing about comedy. There's just weird shit that will always happen.
Yeah.
Someone doing lines off someone's back in the bathroom. That probably has happened. I mean, we've all done lines off of something. Have someone done lines off someone's back? I don't know. It could have happened.
Yeah, and just even the people you meet, even out, just roaming the streets, getting from one place to the next. Comedy's a cool space where the people you're interacting with, you can be as wild as you want.
Yeah.
When you're laser engraving, you can't say all the shit that you can say in a comedy setting.
Absolutely not. I get what you're saying.
There's HR.
It's true. That's very true. Because comedy, you can say some hated shit. I've seen people try and make the N-word work really, really, really try their hardest to say that, like...
Or not try their hardest as well.
Yeah.
Some people don't. Some people... I'm very surprised at the lack of thought that they put behind their premise.
We're all guilty of trying things. Like, I'll admit, at a mic, I tried a very unfortunate accent during a joke. And
Let's
honestly...
hear it.
No. Not on
Let's get it on YouTube permanently.
Okay. Okay. I did. We were at was it Mr. Tramp's, and we were all like, well, Tywin's not here. Ty's not here. What are we gonna do? Well, I want to feel like he's here. So the host at the time said, everyone has to. Let's try this. Everyone should do at least one joke in Ty's voice if they can try, if they want to. So a couple people try it. Right now, I've heard Tywin talk so many times that after a while, I kind of get someone's speech patterns enough to kind of. And so I go up there and I do this weird old lady joke that I've been working on, but I do it in his voice and his speech pattern, and it's a little too accurate. Like, it's dead on. It's like, oh fuck. Like, it's just us comics. It's just us. So we don't, we'll laugh at some shit here and there.
Yeah.
They all start falling out of their chairs because this is just so dumb. I'm talking about fucking an old lady, but in Ty's voice.
Yeah.
Because he has these pauses that are just recognizable, and I'm hitting them, and I'm hitting that hollow way he kind of hits certain letters.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sitting there hearing myself like, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I doing this? I had to stop because I was laughing too hard. They were laughing too hard. I was about to piss on myself. It was stupid. It was embarrassing, but it was just fun because if he was there, I would have still done that.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, fuck it, I don't care. He's a comic. He understands. I mean, no malice behind it. Just like if he were to try my voice in front of me, I'd feel nothing because it's not about his race. It's what his voice sounds like. It's not what.
It's fun shit.
Yeah, it's not a Filipino voice. It's Ty's voice.
Yeah.
Like, if I were to do your voice, it'd be slowing things down quite a bit. You know.
Do you want to try?
Well, I have to hear you a little bit more.
Okay. Here, you want me to? What should I say?
I mean, what would you say?
I would say, are you still in a relationship?
I mean, are you still in a relationship? Yeah. Like,
that is my question. Are you mentioned being no?
No, I'm not in a relationship. But you know what? She's still a sweet girl. She's cool. Like, I'm still trying to figure yours out. Ty's is easier. His is very strong.
Are you looking for love?
Right now, no. I mean, I got out of a relationship like just last year, so I'm not really looking for anything.
It was a long time.
We were there for 5 years.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Damn.
But we're cool. But right now, I'm in this place where I just want to just be a person and not be a we.
5 years is a long time.
Yeah.
Did you feel? Were there parts of the time where you're like, oh, we're gonna be together forever?
Possibly. Yeah, there were definitely things like that. But I was also being an asshole. So I can understand her breaking up with me. So it's not really. I'm not butthurt over it. I was upset like anyone would be at first, especially in the way that it happened and whatnot. But
you're like, what? You don't like that I'm an asshole to you? Come on.
I mean, it was more of like you coming home and she's not there. Like, you know, that's the thing. But,
so she was an asshole too.
In ways, for sure, she was. You know, but we're human.
You were an asshole, and so in response, she was an asshole.
I mean, I don't know. I just know that like we all have our faults in a relationship.
Yeah.
So it's not really a fault thing. It's more of just like things ended, and you either move on or you try it again. And right now, I just don't want to do anything. I went on a few dates, and I'm not really feeling it. I went on a date and I honestly was like, I don't want to be here.
Yeah.
I had a date I was supposed to go on a few weeks ago, and I canceled just because I just didn't want to go.
Yeah.
At some point I just didn't want to go anymore.
Well, I could imagine you like just you went on this journey with this person for a long time, and then you feel just kind of like it must feel weird to try to start that up again with somebody else.
I think it's more just the fact that I just want to not be so
Committed?
No, I think just me as a person right now. There's just qualities that I have that I don't like. Like I just want to just.
You got work to do.
Yeah, there's things I want to shave off some edges off my personality. I want to shave off before I'm in a long-term thing with anybody, because I don't want to bring my own I don't really like the idea of baggage. I don't like bringing in bullshit, because I don't really want. I don't even want to meet your family personally for the first 2 years, honestly.
Oh, really?
If I don't have to meet your family, unless your family's copacetic and they're all chill and they're all like, y'all are great, got this Brady Bunch thing going on, I don't really want to meet your family. Like I'm not like. If your family's cool, great. I want to be introduced to them. But other than that, I don't want to come into some chaotic group, because I've experienced that. I mean, this girl I went on just a few dates with, she told me so much shit that I'm like, and then she told me like a bunch of shit about her family that I didn't need to, about her, that she'd experienced, that was like stuff that you don't tell a guy you've went on a date, that you talked on the phone with. Like, dude, have you ever had a weird date, like a really weird, like, shit that's almost like I don't even know if I could punch this up as a story. I just have to tell it kind of shit.
No, but I'd love to hear yours.
Oh, Lord. I went on this date with this girl where, it is my fault that I went on 2 dates with her. My fault. I was just a horny idiot. But I went on one date with her. It was like a blind date where I just met her at her friend's house. And we just kind of went on this double date where we made food and chilled. We went outside, smoked weed, and it wasn't even amazing weed. It was bullshit weed. And she freaks out and like starts crying about nothing. I don't even know what she was talking about. Just
Because
babbling.
the weed was bad?
No, she was upset about something about her mom or whatever. She starts babbling and crying, and then she gets out of the car and starts taking off her shorts. It's like pitch black at
Sexy or no?
No,
Oh.
this is not hot. This was not attractive. This is not a hot thing that's happening right now.
Okay.
Which, by the way, the picture of her that I was shown was not the person that I met. Like it was this person, but this was the person
but the second time you knew the picture.
I was like, you know what? I'm young and horny, so let's rock. But like she took off her shorts. Her friend comes out. They start crying together, and the other girl's boyfriend comes out, and he's like, "Hey, yeah, I forgot to tell you, she's a little she's a lot."
She's a little fucking crazy.
Yeah, and
just a little bit.
And I'm thinking like, okay, this is bad. So she calls me like a few days later, apologizes, like, hey, let's hang out again. Let's try it again. All right, cool. So we go to this like barcade kind of thing. She gets lit as shit.
Wait, this is date number 2?
Yeah.
Oh, the first date was the shorts off.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow, you went back after that one. Okay.
Yeah, like second time we hung out, we just hung out at her house and we kind of made out a little bit here and there and whatever. But the third time we actually hung out was a actual date.
Oh, so there's 3 dates now.
I guess so. I guess we consider. I didn't consider that hanging out at her house as a date, but whatever.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But like we went out and went to like this barcade place, and she gets lit as shit. I don't really drink much because I'm driving.
Yeah.
And I'm driving a shitty car, so I don't want to be fucked up in a car that might need my attention. So she gets lit as fuck quickly, just guzzles down like 3 drinks, and she just starts sloppy drunk making out with me while we're walking up and down, Dallas. And then I'm like, all right, cool. I need to get her home. She's like sloppy drunk and not in the way that's fun.
Yeah.
So we get in the car, and she's still making out with me while I'm driving, and I'm like, fuck. And the car is smoking. Things are not going great. I get her home, and I'm about to get her in her house, but she decides like I gotta pee.
Yeah.
So she decides to just go to her neighbor's yard, and decides to start peeing in her neighbor's yard. I'm like, wait, what? That's a gorgeous dog. But like, no, she starts peeing in her yard, in her neighbor's yard. I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck? Oh god! And her sister comes out, tells her to get her ass inside. And before she gets inside, she's like, before I go in, could you grab Riot? Who the fuck is Riot? And her sister's like, her phone. Her phone's name is Riot.
What?
And I'm like,
And that's when you realized she was crazy?
no, that's when I realized I'm never going to. That's my limit on crazy. Once you name your phone, I think that's like okay, like I can understand having some family issues here and there, but once you start naming inanimate objects, I stopped doing that when I was 10. I'm not doing that with a grown woman who names her cell phone a cracked iPhone 4. I'm not dealing with that. No.
Riot.
Exactly. So at that point, I knew that was the end of the road for me. That's when I need to leave this chick and never call her again. And I didn't. Actually, that's a lie. I did one more time. We hung out one more time in my new apartment.
Number 4.
It was a bad idea. It wasn't fun. She was kind of whiny the whole time. She only wanted to eat chicken strips. I'm a poor college student, so I can't really. I was broke, so I made her some. She bitched about the ones I made. And so she only wanted to watch stuff about she only wanted to watch nature documentaries about mermaids, which aren't a thing. So I took her home.
Put on a nature documentary, and then you like put one on. She's like, "This isn't. Where are the fucking mermaids?"
Exactly. This is why the next the last time I saw her, it wasn't a date. I just saw her.
I said nature. Where are the mermaids?
I didn't, and I'm like, I don't have Netflix at the time. I don't know. I don't have any shit for that. I'm looking at my cable. There's no mermaid shit.
Dude, this girl sounds crazy.
Well, here's the fun part. The last time I saw her, I was at a train station, and I was going home, and I saw her there, and she was there with her new girlfriend. And I found out that she was only going out with me because she was trying to be straight for Jesus. So all this chaos I was going through was for a girl who was basically only dating me because she was trying to not go to hell. She was just trying to meet
That's
a guy.
Kinda hot. That could be that sounds like it could be a movie or a
I'm
comic book or
trying
something.
to be dick-based salvation. I'm not trying to
Yeah, this is like a sci-fi romance something. She believes in mermaids, and she is dating you so that because she doesn't want to go to hell, and she has to make it work with you in order to get to the gates of heaven. Sounds like a good movie.
It sounds like it. It sounds like a horror movie for me. Like, what was like, jeez. And after that second date though, I'm sitting in a parking lot at Pizza Hut because my car's overheating, thinking like, was this date worth it? This wasn't worth it. Why did I do this? But I dropped her off thinking like, that girl almost peed in her neighbor's yard. She was gonna leave a brown spot in this guy's yard. He was gonna wake up and see his beautiful grass fucked up because some drunk chick couldn't make it 10 feet into her house.
Do you find yourself being attracted to or just kind of ending up with crazy people?
Yes.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I think
Do you like something about it? Like, I think it sounds a little exciting to be with a crazy person.
I think what I like is I like spirit.
You like spirit.
I like someone I want to be with someone that when I go, damn, what is she doing?
Yeah, give me a show. I've been working all week. Let's you show me the crazy shit.
Oh yeah, I just want to come home and be like, babe, what are you doing? Oh, I'm painting the ceiling. Why the fuck? You know what? Go ahead and paint the ceiling, babe. Just go ahead. Just keep it off my stand mixer. That's all. Fuck it. I love artsy girls. I haven't really met any in a while, so I haven't really, I haven't in a while. The last girl I met, that was gonna be a bad idea. I almost made some bad mistakes there.
What, you almost married her?
No. She had a
kid?
boyfriend and I had a girlfriend, and that would have been bad.
Mm.
But no, it was just one of those things. But she was cool, and she was cute, and she was a goth, which I love.
Yeah.
I love a girl who's always in black, because I'm always in black, and that just... Mwah.
Are you goth?
Yes. It's hard to tell, but it's like I'm into goth shit. I'm a metalhead. I love one of my favorite bands is Ghost or is Cradle of Filth. Actually, my favorite band is Cradle of Filth, technically. And out of just like visuals and context of what they're into. But I was a goth kid growing up, but I'm just a guy who's just into a lot of shit. So goth just kind of becomes like a thing on my belt.
Yeah.
Goth who likes woodworking and knife making, cooking, and comedy.
Yeah.
And would enjoy going to Japan just because of the culture to learn Aikido. Like I'm into weird shit. So it's I can't really say I'm a goth anymore. I'm just an adult person who has a lot of interests.
You're a reformed goth.
Reformed goth. And until it's time to go to a metal show, then I put on some grease paint, and you're like, did he put on corpse paint for this? Because I do that. I wear corpse paint for metal shows.
What's corpse paint?
It's where you either paint like a skull on your face or something kind of gruesome or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Or just white out that looks like a scream.
Oh, dude, we
Yes.
should have done that for the podcast. That would have been dope.
Oh, and then I'll sweat to death. It's hot. That shit adds heat.
Really?
Oh, dude, I wore it at a Upon a Burning Body show, and it was hot. It took a lot out of